everybody, it's Catherine. I hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. I enjoyed having that extra Monday off. I hope you did too. All right, so my box today is a box that measures 1 3/4 by 5.5 by 1. And you open it by taking off the ribbon. And inside, now if you don't like the pen, you don't have to use it. You could just put some more candy. I put 3 of the gumball eyes and 1 of these Halloween pens. It writes very nicely, and you push it down to push out the pen, and then you click it right here to close it. In my experience, the doctors and the nurses and the healthcare workers love these. Okay. So, and if you wanted to use Velcro dots, you could put a Velcro dot on each side and just tie a bow and attach it. But I kind of liked, or you could just tuck this in and tie a bow here and attach it. But I kind of liked it going around. Okay. All right, so I'm using the Potions and Spells. This is the 4th project in my kit, and tomorrow I'll be doing the next one. It'll be up on Friday. And then I believe I have 6 kits left. So if you would like the 5 project kit, it's $30 plus shipping. And I cut out the labels, but I cannot cut out anything from this set. You have to actually buy the set from Stampin' Up. Okay, so just send me an email with your PayPal address and your mailing address, and I will probably be cutting these this weekend, so by Monday I'll be billing everyone. Okay, so Potions and Spells bundle, I'm using the Deckled Rectangles. I used 2 of this smallest rectangle. And from the mini pocket envelope dies, I used the oval. And I will cut these out for the kit, the labels out. All right, so what we need for this project is a piece of gorgeous Grape that is 9.5 by 6.5. I cut 2. Now all this DSP is from my stash. Unfortunately, they do have a little bit of paper coming out with the scrapbooking kit, but you can buy the paper separately. But I don't know that it's going to be that much paper. But it is cute. It does coordinate with the Hocus Pocus. I have to check again when that's coming out. All right, so we have 2 rectangles that I cut, and they're about 2 3/8 by 1 inch. This oval is from Gorgeous Grape, and it is about 1.5 inch by 1 inch. And then for the DSP, we need 2 pieces that are 1.5 by 5 1/4, 2 that are 3/4 by 5 1/4, and 2 that are 1.5 by 3/4. Also, the pieces I cut out the broom handle from Basic Black, the broom head from Crumb Cake, and then we need 5 of the bubbles I cut from Gritty Apple Green. I need 2 of the medium size and 3 of the small size. Maybe 2. Let's say 1, 2. Nope, 3 of the small size. So that's what we need from that. All right. This is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and tax. And here's my Simply Scored, and we're going to start on the 9.5 inch side. Score at 1, 2, 7.5, and 8.5. Turn it to the 6.5 inch side and score at 1, 2 3/4, 3 3/4, and 5.5. All right, now fold and burnish all your score lines. Now we're going to start with our paper up and down like this. There's 2 1-inch strips on the top and bottom, and 1 on each side. And this is what we're going to be doing. so let's start over here. We're going to go to the second score line and cut it to the second score line, and then take these 4 pieces off. And I take the score line off with it. Make it nice and smooth. All right, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the bottom square and wedge the top one. Go to the next score line and cut it to the second score line, take off the bottom rectangle and wedge the top one. And then we're going to wedge a little bit off of each side of this rectangle. All right, now turn it to the other side. And we're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the square, and wedge both sides of the square that's at the top. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut it to the second score line. Take off the bottom square and wedge both sides of the top one. And then wedge a little bit off each side of this bottom rectangle here. And then we're going to take these 4 pieces off and cut just above the score line. Okay, then I'm going to round the corners of this piece here. And that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done scoring and cutting. Okay, and we're going to start with this strip here. I'm going to put glue on both of these tabs. And then I'm going to take the score line on the tab and make it straight with this inner rectangle edge on each side. Okay, and then put glue on the other set and attach it to the same rectangle, just the other end. All right, and that is your box. Okay, so we need our DSP. These pieces are going on the top and bottom of the flap. These 2, one goes here on this part, and the other one is going to go right here on the flap. So we need to round the corners of one side of the long sides. All right, and then these 2 go on the short sides. All right. So now we need all our pieces, and I'm going to flip over my well, before we do that, I'm going to use some Crumb Cake ink and a piece of a sponge. And I'm just going to go on the edges. All right, so I'm going to flip over that piece and put a dot of glue right here. And then I'm going to flip over my broomstick and just attach that, oops, right there. Okay, now we need our label. And from the Potions and Spells, I'm using the sentiment A Little Hocus Pocus with some Tuxedo Black ink. And it just fits in there nicely. Okay. Alrighty. Now let's get our box. And I'm just going to tuck this in just while we decorate it. Alright, so we have these 2 rectangles that are about 2 3/8 inch by 1. And I'm going to attach them on the top and the bottom so that these 3 sides next to the DSP are even. And then there'll be just a little slit in the middle of the 2 of them. All Then I just placed my broom on there. And I decided where I want my hocus pocus, and I took a pencil and made a little line on my broom. And then I just put a little bit of glue underneath that line. And it was about right here, right? I'll put it down again. And I'll just pick it up, place it, and then pick it up. Make sure it's pretty secure. All right, and then we're going to put some dimensionals on. I'm going to put one right over that to secure it better. And then I'll put 2 on the bottom of the broom. And then, oops, I'm going to place the whole thing. I want to put the broom down first so I can get it nice and straight. Oops. There we go. All right. And then we need our little bubbles. So I needed 5. There we go. And I'm just going to put some glue where that's below that slit, and then I'm going to stick one right behind the broom and the sentiment. That's the large, well, the medium size one. And then the small one, I'm going to put right on top of that. Okay, and then I'm going to put a small one peeking out from the bottom of the sentiment. And then I'll put a large one right here. Unfortunately, there is a dimensional there, so I'm just going to try to cut a little bit. There we go. Just so that it's hidden. And then the small one we'll put over on this side. All right, and we haven't had Wink Absella in for a long time, but you can get them on Amazon. And I'm just going to go on all these bubbles and put some shimmer on there. You might not be able to see it on the camera, but it's really nice. Now we could actually go on our broom too. I'm almost out and I have to get them. And I didn't do it on this broom, so I could have a little bit of magic. Okay. Then we're going to get some ribbon from my stash. And I'm going to take this out. And I'm just going to, it's about 20 inches of ribbon. And we're going to tie it right around that middle. Okay, and for the final touch, I'm going to use some of these green gems. And I'm going to put a small one up there, a medium one right on the sentiment, and then another medium one down here on the broom. And that's it. That's project 4 of my kit. I hope you had liked it. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. All my info is below. Bye.